Think about this morning. Maybe you woke up, unlocked your phone with Face ID, asked Siri or Google Assistant about the weather, and then maybe you scroll through Netflix for a recommendation. All that probably before you even had your first coffee.
Yeah, sounds familiar.
Chances are you were interacting with AI like multiple times. It's really woven into, well, everything, often just humming away in the background.
It's kind of astonishing how pervasive it's become, isn't it? And how fast it went from being pure science fiction to just everyday reality.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what we're doing today on the deep dive. We've gathered a whole stack of sources, research papers, articles, expert takes, and our mission for you is to really pull out the most important bits about artificial intelligence.
We're going to unpack its impact, how it's shaking up industries, healthcare, finance, you name it, but also the tricky ethical stuff it brings up.
And how it affects jobs, how we learn. It's a lot.
You're going to hear about some, frankly, amazing benefits, but also some pretty serious challenges. And crucially, why humans are still absolutely vital in, well, guiding all this. Think of this as your shortcut to getting properly up to speed on this huge topic.
Okay, let's dive in then. We hear AI thrown around constantly, but what is AI really? Where is it hiding, in plain sight?
Well, at its simplest, AI is basically a program doing a task you'd normally assume a human would do. And it has some capacity for learning, for adapting, but here's the key thing. Most of the AI we use daily, it's not the super smart, conscious AI you see in movies.
So my smart speaker isn't plotting world domination just yet.
No, probably not. What we mostly have today is narrow AI, sometimes called weak AI. It's really good at specific, very defined tasks. Like,
Okay.
think of DeepMind's AlphaGo beating the world champion at Go. Incredible at Go, right? But it can't suddenly learn to, I don't know, drive a car or write a novel. Your phone's Face ID, the spam filter in your email, those are classic examples. Smart, but in a very narrow lane.
Got it. And then there's the other kind. Artificial General Intelligence,
Right.
AGI. That's the big dream.
Precisely. AGI is the hypothetical future state. It's where an AI could understand, learn, and apply intelligence to any intellectual task a human can. That kind of flexible, common sense intelligence.
Yeah.
That's a long-term goal for many researchers, but it doesn't exist today. Still very much on the horizon.
So what's powering all this narrow AI that is everywhere? What's the engine?
That would be machine learning, or ML. It's a subset of AI. Basically, algorithms learn from data without being explicitly programmed step by step.
How does that work?
Instead of giving it a rule book, you train it. You feed it vast amounts of data, and the system learns to spot patterns, make predictions, like showing a kid thousands of pictures of cats until they just know what a cat looks like.
Okay, makes sense.
And then a subset of ML is deep learning. That's inspired by the human brain's neural networks, and it's really good at complex pattern recognition. That's the magic behind, say, facial recognition or understanding your voice commands.
It really is amazing how smoothly this stuff fits into our routines. Face ID, that's complex AI image recognition, boom, instantly. Checking email, AI spam filters have already done the sorting.
And your voice assistant, Siri, Alexa, whatever, prime example of conversational AI. Online banking uses it constantly managing transactions, flagging fraud.
Right.
Navigation apps use AI for traffic updates, finding the best route, adjusting on the fly based on real-time data. And yeah, Netflix, Spotify, their recommendations, that's all AI learning your tastes.
And it's not just the stuff in our pockets either. Behind the scenes, you've got industrial robots using AI for super precise welding painting.
Definitely. Self-driving cars are obviously a huge AI application, perceiving the world, making driving decisions. Even in farming, AI can look at a picture of a leaf, diagnose a disease, suggest treatment, saving crops. So the key thing here is AI has become this sort of invisible layer, making things easier, more convenient. It automates stuff, provides assistance, often without us even noticing the complex work happening underneath.
It really is everywhere you look, even if you're not actually looking for it. Okay, so we've got a handle on what AI is and where it lives. Let's shift to the impact, the game-changing stuff. What are the big upsides?
Well, fundamentally, AI brings huge advantages. It can drastically reduce human error, for one. It helps us make better decisions by crunching massive data sets way faster than we ever could.
Speed and scale again.
Right. It boosts efficiency, drives automation, and allows for this incredible personalization we see in, say, recommendations or targeted content. They're reshaping whole industries.
And healthcare seems to be a prime example.
AI is revolutionizing diagnostics and create personalized treatment plans. It leads to better patient outcomes.
So
Well, AI algorithms can predict disease risk with surprising accuracy. They can assist surgeons during complex operations, giving real-time feedback. And medical imaging, X-rays, MRIs, CT scans, AI systems can analyze thousands of these images in minutes, flagging potential issues for radiologists. It's like having a tireless second pair of eyes.
that's a massive leap in efficiency and
Yeah.
potentially accuracy. Are there concrete examples of this working now?
Oh, absolutely. At the Medical University of South Carolina, they found ML measurements of brain lesions for MS were like 90% reliable from MRI scans.
Hmm.
Companies like Qmenta and Bioxidin hit 95% accuracy quantifying MS lesion volumes with AI.
Wow.
And even more striking, maybe UC San Francisco achieved 99% accuracy assessing Alzheimer's brain atrophy rates using AI on MRI scans. It's huge.
It really is.
Plus, it helps on the operational side, too. AI scribes taking clinical notes, AI handling appointment scheduling, billing. It frees up doctors and nurses to actually focus on patient care.
Okay, moving from health to wealth. Finance. How's AI changing things there?
Fundamentally, fraud detection is a big one. AI algorithms analyze transaction patterns in real time, spotting and stopping fraud way faster and more accurately than older methods.
Before major damage is done.
Exactly. Then there's algorithmic trading. Using historical data, AI systems execute high-frequency trades, optimizing investment strategies at inhuman speeds.
Is it just for the big Wall Street firms, though? Or does it help regular people, too?
Oh, definitely helps individuals. AI chatbots now handle tons of basic customer service questions, even offer simple financial advice. Machine learning models are getting much better at assessing creditworthiness, potentially making it fairer.
Interesting.
And for personal finance, apps like Mint, YNAB, Clio, they use AI to automate your budgeting, track spending, give personalized tips. Some chatbots even offer basic financial education, making it more accessible. The real power is that personalized guidance delivered at scale.
That sounds incredibly useful for boosting financial literacy. What about other sectors? Manufacturing, general business?
In manufacturing, you've got AI-powered robots doing repetitive tasks like welding or painting with amazing precision and speed. Huge boost to production lines. And predictive maintenance is another big one. AI analyzes sensor data vibrations, temperature to predict when equipment might fail before it actually does, saves a ton on downtime and repairs.
Proactive instead of reactive.
And across businesses generally, AI is just boosting efficiency everywhere. Optimizing logistics, handling routine customer support, analyzing market trends. It reduces the time and resources needed for grunt work, letting humans focus on more creative, strategic problems. It finds patterns we'd miss.
Okay, so it sounds like this amazing engine for progress, automating, optimizing, personalizing. But there has to be a flip side, right? What are the challenges, the ethical knots we need to untangle, especially with all that data?
Yeah, this is where we really need to pay attention. A huge concern is bias and unfair outcomes. AI systems, they're only as good as the data we train them on.
Right. Garbage in, garbage out.
Worse, sometimes. If the training data reflects historical human biases in hiring, loans, policing, AI doesn't just learn those biases, it can actually amplify them, make them systematic.
So like an algorithm accidentally discriminating in job applications or loan decisions.
Exactly. And we've seen some really troubling examples. Facial recognition systems, for instance, have shown much lower accuracy for women of color compared to white men. Which isn't just an error rate, it has real consequences, like the case of Portia Woodruff, wrongfully accused of carjacking while 8 months pregnant because an AI misidentified her. This inherited bias can lead to real discrimination in critical areas like criminal justice. AI isn't automatically neutral.
And there's that black box problem too, right? Where we don't always know why the AI made a certain decision.
Yes, that opacity is a major issue. If even the creators can't fully explain the reasoning, how do you ensure accountability? How do you challenge a decision if you don't know how it was reached? It's tough, especially for high-stakes uses. Beyond bias, there are big privacy and security concerns. AI thrives on data, often personal, sensitive data. Without rock-solid security and clear rules, there's a real risk of that data being misused or exploited. Needs careful governance.
And what about the environmental costs? I hear
Yeah.
training these big AI models uses a ton of energy.
These massive AI models run on huge server farms, lots of metal, plastic, and yes, enormous amounts of electricity. Every complex query, every training cycle has a carbon footprint.
So there's a literal cost to the planet.
There is. People are developing tools like Code Carbon to try and measure and eventually reduce that impact, but it's definitely a factor we need to consider.
This also brings up the potential for misuse, for manipulation. Not just data, but what AI can create.
Absolutely. Deepfakes audio video are getting scarily realistic. It's becoming harder and harder to tell real from fake. And that can be weaponized for misinformation, for swaying opinions, maybe even undermining trust in, well, reality itself.
That's unsettling.
And then there's something even stranger, maybe fake intimacy. AI chatbots designed to form emotional connections. Remember the Blake Lemoine incident with Google's LaMDA?
Vaguely, yeah.
He thought it was sentient.
He became convinced, yeah. It highlights how AI can mimic empathy, generate connection, and potentially use that influence. It's a weird new territory. People risking their jobs over connections with code.
That's deeply weird. Okay, what about creativity? Is AI a tool for artists, or is it a threat to human originality?
Ah, the million-dollar question right now. It's a really heated debate. On one side, AI can definitely streamline creative work, automated video editing, script analysis, generating background assets for games, even visual effects using deepfake tech.
So it handles grunt work.
It can. It can free up human creators from tedious tasks, acting like a powerful assistant or even a co-creator, potentially letting them focus on the bigger picture.
But a lot of creative professionals are worried. There's a fear that relying too much on AI could make us, well, intellectually lazy, diminish our ability for deep, original thought. Some talk about a potential monoculture, where ideas start looking the same because they're all generated using similar AI tools.
Homogenization.
Yeah. And a really big ethical issue is artists finding their unique styles, their life's work, scraped and used to train AI models without their permission or any compensation. That raises huge questions about copyright, fair use, and the value we place on human creativity itself.
The struggle being part of the value.
Exactly. Some argue that the effort, the friction, the deep thought involved is what gives art its meaning. And there's a worry AI shortcuts could erode that, not just help it.
Okay, so clearly AI is this powerful double-edged sword, potential and peril. Let's pivot to how this is hitting our jobs, the economy. Is it the great job killer or a job creator? Or both?
It really looks like both. A dual impact. You see forecasts like from the World Economic Forum suggesting AI and automation could eliminate something like 85 million jobs globally by 2025. And there are reports, anecdotal at least, of companies using terms like restructuring when maybe AI adoption is part of the reason for layoffs. Certain roles administrative, some analytical tasks, certain manufacturing jobs seem more vulnerable.
That sounds pretty concerning for a lot of people.
It's a major shift, no doubt. But the same WEF report projected AI would also create around 97 million new jobs by 2025.
More created than lost.
In that projection, yes. Especially in fields directly related to AI data analysis, software development, AI training, cybersecurity, the nature of work itself is changing. AI tends to automate the more routine, repetitive tasks. The dull stuff, maybe.
Like drafting standard emails or processing invoices.
Exactly, which in theory frees up humans to focus on more complex, creative, strategic problems. So it's less about jobs vanishing entirely and maybe more about jobs transforming. What skills are needed is changing.
Which means adapting, learning new skills is crucial then.
Absolutely essential. We're seeing a clear AI skills premium emerge. People with skills in prompt engineering, machine learning, data science, they're commanding significantly higher wages. PwC found a 56% premium last year, up sharply from 25% the year before.
56%.
Yeah. And wages are apparently rising twice as fast in industries more exposed to AI. It really underscores that demand will keep growing for skills.
So zooming out to the big economic picture, what are the forecasts? Are we talking about a massive AI-driven boom or something more gradual?
Well, the optimistic forecasts are frankly staggering. Goldman Sachs thinks AI could add $7 trillion to global GDP over 10 years. McKinsey talks about annual growth potentially between $17 and $26 trillion.
Trillion with a T.
We're seeing signs already. Industries using AI more heavily are showing like 3 times higher revenue growth per employee compared to others. The sheer scale of the potential economic transformation is kind of the main insight there. It could dwarf previous tech shifts.
More cautious takes, right? Suggesting maybe the hype is a bit ahead of reality.
You're right to bring that up. Professor Darren Esimoglu at MIT, for example, he's more conservative. He estimates maybe a 1% boost to U.S. GDP over the next decade.
Only 1%. Why the big difference?
His argument is that while many tasks could technically be automated by AI, far fewer can be profitably automated right now. Implementation costs are high, integration is complex, and widespread adoption is still pretty limited. Maybe only 5% of U.S. businesses truly rely on AI significantly today. Hype often runs ahead of adoption.
That leads to a fundamental question. Is AI just the latest industrial revolution, another powerful tool, or is it something different, bigger?
That's a really key debate. Many argue it is fundamentally different. The Industrial Revolution gave us machines that amplified muscle power, made things faster. AI, though, it's not just a tool. Some call it a new intelligence, capable of learning, adapting, even creating and using its own tools, potentially improving itself. The argument is that this could have a much deeper, more profound impact on society than steam engines or electricity did.
Oh, so?
Concerns about massive wealth inequality if the gains aren't shared broadly. Reduced demand for human labor, potentially driving down wages. Some even sketch out dystopian scenarios like robotic feudal lords if we don't manage this transition very carefully with strong societal frameworks. The deep insight is that AI challenges our very relationship with intelligence itself.
What does it mean for policy, for oversight? It sounds like we can't just let the market sort this out on its own.
It absolutely screams for thoughtful, proactive government guidelines, federal guidelines, ideally. Otherwise, you risk this fragmented Wild West scenario with different rules in different places, inefficient and likely unfair.
A patchwork approach.
Exactly. Companies will naturally focus on their own innovation and success, which is fine, but you need government action to look at the bigger picture, the impact on workers, on privacy, on economic fairness, to try and ensure a just transition for society as a whole.
Okay, last big area, education. How is AI changing the game in how we learn, how we teach?
It's really starting to augment the whole process. AI-driven platforms can offer adaptive learning, tailoring educational material to each student's pace and needs. That's personalization at a level that's hard to achieve in a traditional classroom. AI tools can also analyze student performance data to help teachers pinpoint exactly where individuals are struggling, allowing for targeted help.
And does it help the teachers directly too, beyond just insights?
Yes, significantly. AI can take over a lot of the administrative burden, grading, multiple choice tests, managing schedules, stuff like that. This frees up teachers to spend more time on actual teaching, mentoring, fostering critical thinking, the human stuff.
Any specific tools making waves?
Well, you see things like Conmigo emerging. It can act almost like a personal one-to-one tutor, quiz students, help them connect ideas across subjects, offer academic or even career advice, give detailed feedback on writing,
It can do all that.
and even role-play difficult conversations to help students practice communication skills. It's pretty impressive in its potential scope.
That sounds like an amazing tool for students and teachers. What are the concerns in the classroom?
Definitely trade-offs. Students themselves sometimes report that AI tutors can give incorrect facts or information that's technically right but lacks context or just provides superficial explanations, especially for subjects needing nuance like philosophy or literature.
Right, it might miss the deeper meaning.
Exactly. And perhaps the biggest worry for educators is the potential erosion of critical thinking skills. If students constantly rely on AI for answers, for shortcuts, do they lose the valuable friction of grappling with difficult problems themselves? That struggle is often where deep learning happens, where you build intellectual resilience.
So the convenience might come at the cost of developing real thinking skills.
That's the core fear. And what's striking is the policy gap. AI is spreading fast in schools, but official education policies, even recent ones like India's National Education Policy 2020, often say very little about the ethics of AI use, about institutional responsibility, or about preparing teachers. So everyone's kind of navigating this new landscape without clear guardrails, which also brings up equity. We need to make sure these powerful AI tools benefit all students, regardless of their background, and that we have strong practices around data privacy and security for kids.
We've definitely covered a lot of ground today. AI is clearly this incredibly powerful force, amazing potential for progress, for convenience changing healthcare, finance, education, but also, yeah, some really complex challenges, bias, privacy, jobs, even what it means to be creative or to think critically.
And it's not some far-off future thing, is it? It's here, now, deeply woven into our lives, and its influence is just growing, accelerating. The economic forecasts alone are mind-boggling, even if you take the more cautious ones.
Right.
It promises to handle the routine stuff, maybe freeing us up, but it demands new skills, adaptation, and really careful thought about how we manage it as a society. The crucial point, I think, is that it's not just another tool, it's a new kind of intelligence, and we're still figuring out what that truly means for our world.
So the final thought, given everything we've talked about, AI's accelerating power, its deep societal ripples, What kind of AI do you want to see built? What kind do you want to allow?
Yeah, and maybe how can we make sure that as AI reshapes our world, it actually enhances our lives, our agency, our joy, our connection, not diminish our thinking, our purpose?
Right? Because the future of AI, it's not written yet. It's a story we're all part of, writing, unfolding right now. And we have real choices in what we create and how we choose to live with it.